Well, hello everybody, welcome back to episode 97 of my Let's Play of Tyranny, however you say it. Okay, so, if you didn't watch last time, well, you should go back and watch it. Basically, these wanted us to clear these. We also found a guy who was captured. He told us about the cave. He was scared of something in there, so they shut it down. He was going about, I'm the strongest, that's why I'm going to lead the gangs for the tears at the chorus and all this, yada yada yada. Yet the fact he was scared and couldn't deal with that without crushing it. I wanted to test that theory, so I fought him. And as you see, that's the end result, the death. So he was pretty weak. And then he's like, give me the, I got information, time it off. No, give me information first. In other words, if the information is good, I'll let you go. If the information is basically a lot of, you're going down. And unfortunately, the information was like, in my opinion, so I smashed his head. Then went down to here, I asked her, how to get to the cave? She goes, oh, we have this little alchemy, fire bomb, da-da-da. I said, okay, I'm going to basically execute you for being in possession of such a legal item. And I killed them and took it from them. And I just realised I haven't actually been down this little section here, so there might be something before I blow that. Yep, there is. Okay, come on guys. Well, I guess guys, girls, beasts, minions. Fire. I'm expecting more of that people in there.
I got it.
Let me in. Let me in around the Sunday. Let me in before it hits Monday. Okay, how big's this? Yeah, it's reasonable. It's not, well, that's not that big, is it? Luminescent mushrooms dot the cavern floor, emitting a disquieting glow without providing much in the way of illumination. Ah! One of you! Very enjoyed. So information quickly hums a slowly moderate melody. It turn reminds you of Arkan song. Oh, a group of them. Shadows shift before you in a hulking mass of darkness. They step closer. The pale luminescence of the cave. Fungi highlight blunt, bony features. Lips curl back over yellow fangs and violet gums and sinewy muscles tighten as the beast's clawed fingers spread open. Another human, the largest of the figures, steps forward, revealing herself as a heavily muscular beast woman, covered in rust-coloured fur. Her yellow gaze narrows intensely upon you. Nostrils flaring to drink in your scent. Does new human offer man-flesh to Hillstrider's pack? Crying leather clads offer more bone and meat. Made short meal for beast woman. West Reaver Alpha. Oh, she's saying it. Killing Shadow sniffs at the gathering of beasts. These wells reek of old walls. Can fake by not smell fur. I don't have that. Clear the way, I have no time for this. You ate the people who came before. I opened your cave for you. Seems to me that some gratitude is in order. Does human think moving stones should make Hillstrider ache with ruttling desire? She chuffs, heavy ducks bobbing with her laughter. Beast woman has seen strength of many, and great axe in war and hunt is not so easily impressed. I have no quarrel with you, beast woman. I'm simply be on my way. You will let us through, or we will tear your arms from your sockets and cobble boots of your hide. You ate the people who came before you? That one. See another skill. She takes a step back, then dips her head lower than her shoulders. Hillstrider knows gratitude. If human cleared piled stone, then Hillstrider supposed human may pass. Her packmates step to either side, opening a path. Thank you. Giving the beast long, hostile stares, Killing Shadow snorts and chuffs at the pack as they follows in your wake. Thank you. Come now, no harm, no one, harm no one. Well, I want to take this stew. Whoever's here, it's mine. Has a little sample. Tardots selected by left clicking on the selected circles at their feet. Come on, loading screen. Do the little loading jig a little faster. Load. Ah, it's gonna be their people. Ooh, this is a lot more. Sorry, I interrupted you. Run. Yeah, there's people who were slaughtered. Lead refugees, speak to someone in charge, learn more about these refugees and how they got here.
On it.
Did you? I mean, welcome. Mel, or Mel. Hey, Binder, good day to you. The young man greets you with a smile as distant shouts rebirted throughout the area, steadily growing in volume, as you might have observed. Presence comes as a bit of a surprise. It's an unexpected pleasure, I mean, to receive an esteemed servant of the court. He bows stiffly, in a row of multi-shaped quills along his back. Larry, what are you doing here? You know him?
Could ask the very same of you. Taking shelter in the old walls, that takes nerve, fire, or wits and stone.
Think we'll find some of Rolus's missing gang down here? If I had to choose between him being my boss and coming down here, I might pick down here too.
Scent of bane is distance. Many beasts nearby. Explains why humans not terrified to be in old walls.
Well, this is unexpected. Though I'm glad to see you alive, my young friend. I'm not here to reminisce. I'm with the Fate Finder now, so I'll need to insist that you start explaining whatever it is you're doing here.
Welcome. I'm Scribe Mel of the Velun Citadel. Though the title means little here, I am simply Mel. You forgive me. We haven't been expecting company, so he taps a long quill against his thigh. His feather plum fluttering nervously, it returns as figures in the distance move in rushed motion and speak in hushed panic. Glare silently. Welcome to the B-word wound, or just the wound for short. This place is home to several score of men and beasts of all ages. We've been carving out our life here for a few years now, and we're not dead yet. He cracks a smile, pumping his hands in a fainted victory strut. What's all the commotion about? Why are you all here? Entry into the old world is forbidden. Of course, I can see why things might appear that way, he stammers, running his hands clumsily over the scrolls along his whatever that is. He snatches one from his loop and taps at it nervously. If you look at the drawing of the area, we are by way of several fathoms below the old walls, you see, rising up, so who's to say if we're in the walls or really just underground? Okay, you're trying to do technical stuff here with me. I mean, other than the Faith Binder, of course, I merely mean to suggest that there's some potentially ambiguous as to whether we've really done anything wrong. Examine the parchment. Sketches upon the crumbled parchment is a cross section of what appears to be old walls running through the mountain region of the B-word tier. This map is accurate. These old walls run almost entirely under the mountain. The upper reaches of the old walls are just a few stones above the valley floor. Judging from the map, the old wall slopes upwards as it travels north and slopes downward as it heads south. Toss it aside. Laws forbid entry to old walls, to say nothing of settlement. You and everyone else here is guilty of trespass. Of settlement depends upon its contribution to the court and its office. Yes, of course, you're right. He clenches his eyes shut, shaking his head in apparent disagreement with what he just uttered. I mean, your judgment's final, Faithbinder, but before making a perhaps official proclamation, I urge you to walk the settlement and see for yourself. The situation is complicated. I fear that most here would balk at such an order. You can end the settlement yet. I'm not here. Punishes death, but I am permitted to adjust the penalties if there is suitable concentration. The old woods is legal by current law. Everyone must leave. I declare the settlement to be a violation of kosher law. All of the inhabitants are couple and must execute it. Suitable. Probably is getting 600 rings. Yes, yes, of course, absolutely. He nods. And with nothing to say, he nods again. Oh, you mean right. Now, well, I can certainly provide a modest consideration. He rivals through his pouches, clumsily searching for a suitable offering. We don't use rings as often as we did on the surface, so it may take me a moment. He loses the pouch and jams his hand aside. Aha, here you are, Faithbinder. We appreciate your generosity, Faithbinder. I hope that you will come to appreciate the wound in time. No doubt you have many questions of us. I shall do my best to acquaint you with this outpost. Acquaint you. Is there anything I can help you with? It's about the wound in history. Received a message from Sarge L directing me here. Know where I can find this person. L, that could only mean Lexon contacted you, if I may. In regard to what? That's our question. Glad rightly. So it's sadly not among us. She vanished into the lower level some time ago. She wasn't herself. He furrows his brow, visibly distressed. Life here is rather complicated, and the old world blesses us with a number of mysteries. One of those is unending sleeplessness, an affliction that drove her mad. She's alive, so she survived the edict of fire. Lance's eyes widen with surprise, and you hear the clicking of vials as her entire body trembles. As his attire. Friend of yours? Legend and I go way back. She joined the school a year before I did, so we more or less ran the paces together. If she's alive, why didn't she try to find me? Should I contact all the other sages you thought were alive? Rivals or friends? Both. We were chroniclers, so there was competition of sorts, but I think I'm allowed to say we got along well enough. Not that many of my friendships survived my policies. I was in favour of surrendering the school to Karas's hardly a popular outlook. Attack the other sages? Right. We tried not to cloud skies with missive birds. That would just give the enemy something to follow. Like me, she probably tried to avoid detection, not light a signal fire. Last I know, she went into the depths of the old worlds. To me, that's a death sentence, especially if she's no longer able to work her magic. I'm so sorry. I wish you had stumbled upon us sooner. Maybe you could have connected with her. Her mind was dwindling, and I know she was fixated on making sure everything she carried out on the Vilm Citadel was hidden and safe. She and I hid one such catch over by the farm. The others are, I presume, deeper in the old worlds. Lexon knew an old sage trick that conceals the stashes, making them fade from view unless another chronicle stands near. When her magic began fading, she made a rush to conceal things, but aside from the one stash in the farm, only she knows where the rest lie. She's about the wound. Who's in charge of you? Fortunately, that's a matter of debate at the moment. For a while, two men in particular led the settlement: Tidecaster Wagestaff, who has been here the longest, and Forge-bound Master Jasper. They made it possible to survive here, but rarely see things eye to eye. Were the conditions here not so fragile, I'm certain they would have come to blows ages ago. There was also a beast woman, Reef Talon. Oh, that's probably right, wasn't it? Really quite a remarkable creature. Actually, she held this place together and kept tempers at bay till fairly recently. She was as worthy as a leader as we've seen in the wound, but she's no longer with us, so the bickering between Jester and Warwick continues. Reef Talon. Reef Talon was our bulwark against not only the Bane, but death itself. She had a mystic gift, or so we thought. Her touch brought everyone, the wound, the sick, the dying, back from the edge, but it changed them. The curse wasn't noticeable at first, but seemingly without fail, those healed would slowly but surely stop sleeping. A minor malady at first, but a cumulative one. As days and weeks go on, they lose themselves to depression, malice, paranoia, unending upon itself. My master, Lexmith, was treated by Reef Talon, and in her case, she lost her ability to work magic. Between this and some disputes about whether it's proper for a beast woman to lead humans, resulted in a Reef Talon leaving the wounded, disappearing into the depths of old worlds. Many of the sleepless followed. Sleepless that left haven't returned, so it's hard to be optimistic about any of this. That's an unusual power. Can't say I've heard of a beast with mystic that does such things. 26 law. I regret not being able to. I regret not being a better student of the Beast Woman's magic, but I concur this is most unusual. What's stranger still, Reef Talon did not boast about being a mystic, and beasts are nothing if not boastful. I have a hypothesis. Perhaps she slew so many Bane their silky powers have soaked into her very touch. He shrugs, letting out a long sigh. But it's just a speculation. All I know for sure is scores of lives were inadvertently ruined by her healing gift, and folks here have some complicated feelings towards Reef Talon. He pauses in thought, nervously rolling a quill between his fingers. None have recovered, unfortunately. The end result appears to be inevitable. Still, I can't help but wonder if Reef Talon could have corrected this. It is a shame. You should know, faith-binded, that there are a small number of people that have been treated by Reef Talon but haven't fully lost their grip on things. Jasper's apprentice, Esley for one. It is, though, just a matter of time until the worst sets in. And with that, we're going to end this episode. So please like, please subscribe, please tune in next week. When you subscribe, hit the little bell and share this video. And see you next week. Bye.